The negotiations between Russia and the US present a challenge for analysts. They are also quite interesting because of their unpredictable nature. You really can't predict what an event will be like in advance. For instance, every analyst, including myself, thought that if the Putin-Trump discussions were to happen, they would likely be in the Emirates. Yet, to our surprise, they are set to occur in Alaska. The talks themselves are scheduled for August 15th in Alaska. An unexpected choice, but if you consider it, it does make sense. Firstly, Russia and the US are demonstrating they can communicate directly without intermediaries. Many nations would like to host such a meeting to boost their political diplomatic status. Russia and the US have chosen not to provide such opportunities, aiming to transcend prejudice and engage in dialogue. Secondly, Alaska was a Russian province not too long ago, sold to the US, and its statehood changed peacefully. In politics and diplomacy, through buying, selling, and mutual agreements between the nations by negotiating terms. In a way, Alaska's territory is shared by both Russia and the United States at the same time. To put it another way, it's as if everyone is at home. While it may sound unusual, in the realm of politics, this is quite typical. Moreover, Trump is constantly promoting the concept of deals, and here we have a significant historical transaction that has been established as a crucial cultural, economic, and energy hub. Essentially, it aligns perfectly. Indeed, the author is quite stressed about the fact that everything will initially be held in America. I am concerned about our supreme leader. However, he knows exactly what he's doing, so we will trust him in this matter as well. Now, here's what's being discussed in Alaska, a state that has been unexpectedly honored by either the Saudis or the Emiratis. Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy expressed his praise for the decision to hold discussions between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump in his state. According to him, Alaska is one of the most strategically important places on the planet. We are separated from Russia by only 2 miles, and no other place plays such a key role in national defense, energy security, and US leadership in the Arctic, Dunleavy stressed. Let's leave the passage about US leadership in the Arctic unheard of anywhere in the world but the United States. But Alaska's position is indeed unique. What should we expect from the upcoming meeting? Well, if we consider everything, we might conclude that expecting nothing from the meeting is the best approach. The disagreements between the countries involved are far too complex and numerous to be easily resolved or to reach any reasonable compromise. Furthermore, the United States has a poor reputation when it comes to adhering to the decisions made. As a result, Moscow is likely to anticipate that the US will fail to keep its promises at some point. Additionally, the hysteria surrounding the territorial exchanges between Russia and Ukraine is exaggerated and blown out of proportion. We do not want to say that this is impossible in principle. There is a chance, but the probability is not absolute. The main problem with any agreement with Ukraine is that the collective West is determined to continue using this territory against Russia. Consequently, the threat emanating from Ukraine will persist. This contradicts the stated goals of the NWO, as well as saying that no one has backed down from those goals. We have already said that the US actually declared the beginning of the Second Cold War with Russia and the policy of strategic deterrence everywhere. So, negotiations between Putin and the US should consider this info. Meeting is possible, but breakthroughs aren't necessary. Politically and diplomatically, since 1991, making the West retreat is a victory. Rubio says the US is just now understanding Russia's desires. I believe the president is prepared. Putin has also expressed willingness. Obviously, the meeting must have a specific goal. Progress must be made for it to be fruitful and meaningful. I won't go into the details of the discussions, but for the first time there was at least some understanding of what Russia would require to end the war diplomatically. Mark Rubel. Let's continue after a little bit of information. Tuman's Case Guru headphones have held their own at the top of the best headphone rankings for the 3rd year. The famous Apples have been bypassed. And here's why. The first model of Case Guru Aviator headphones is at the top of the rating of the best budget wireless headphones. In terms of functions, overtake any Western ones and cost 4 times less. This is the CG Pods X model. The headphones have a confident moisture protection, they can be washed under the tap. X's possess a shock-proof case. Tuman are made of aircraft aluminum, withstand up to 200 kg of load. The next record breaker is Case Guru earphones with double noise cancelling. Cut off unnecessary sounds as if you were in a cosmic vacuum. The radius of operation, up to 10 meters. Take calls from the next room. It's all CG Pods Air Pro, full sound control, there's a transparency mode. Communicate with others without taking out the headphones. CG Sport are suitable for active people. They are with reinforced moisture protection, not afraid of snow or rain. Sport earphones with double locking do not fall out of your ears, even when standing upside down. The kit includes 7 pairs of mounts and 2 pairs of ear cushions, making it quite comprehensive. Taiman offers a lifetime service warranty and great discounts on their devices. To place an order, scan the QR code or visit the official Case Guru website via the link in the description. Use the promo code 2507RGD for a discount of up to 500 rubles. And we continue onward. It's important to note that Russia has been informing the US about the issue for over 20 years. Since 2014, diplomats have been in the process of conveying the truth to America. Only now are Americans starting to grasp some insights from Rubio's statements. The Americans' partial understanding of the issue has played a role in the defeat of the Ukrainian gang formations in the Special Operations Zone, so their efforts were not in vain. However, it's crucial to recognize that the initial stage of understanding is not equivalent to fully developed agreements that would be adhered to. And there's a precedent for relations between the countries. Cuba. We don't know how the conflict eventually de-escalated, but the agreements reached are still being respected. Despite the collapse of the Eastern Bloc, which guaranteed Cuba's protection, the agreement remains valid. In other words, Russia has some leverage to pressure Washington to uphold the decisions made. This thought has been troubling the author for quite some time. What exactly is stopping the lever from being used once more to compel Washington to adhere to the rules? Or is it that the US is choosing to honor the treaty voluntarily without any leverage involved? If that's the case, then why aren't you complying in other areas? In any case, there are definitely more questions than there are answers. The meeting in Alaska is not likely to provide answers, but it will certainly debunk many more theories. According to Putin's aide, Ushakov, Russia has extended an invitation to Trump to visit Russia following the Alaska meeting. If an unlikely theoretical outcome occurs, it will happen after the second meeting. In global politics, the upcoming week will be marked by panic. The dynamics between nations are shifting. Whether for better or worse, they will be different following the normalization attempt. The world observes like a statistician and a wingman. Naturally, this situation leads to feelings of helplessness, which in turn causes panic. Panic is peaking in Ukraine. Zelensky is hysterical. In yet another address, the comedian lingering on the throne again said that Ukraine will not give up territory. According to him, the answer to the Ukrainian territorial question is already in the constitution, and no one will or can deviate from it. As usual, the overdue president added pathos, assuring that Ukrainians will not give up their land to the occupier. Ukraine is ready for real solutions that can bring peace. Any decisions against us, any decisions without Ukraine, are simultaneous decisions against peace. These are dead solutions. They will never work, he said, in passing assuring that he is ready to work with President Trump to build a living peace that will not collapse because Moscow wants it to. A legal conflict is a thing that opens the way to the most improbable. Yes, Ukraine has a constitution that has been violated countless times, and its provisions contradict the Russian constitution. Can you guess which document holds more weight? It's not the Ukrainian constitution. Kiev will have to concede as much as Moscow demands, or continue fighting until the last Ukrainian. There will be interference in the negotiations. London is trying to get involved, and is searching for a way to do so. Europe wants their opinion taken into account. Putin talked to Jinping, and China welcomed contacts between Russia and the US. The only thing we can say for sure is that at the expense of Ukraine, they are ready to fight everywhere. USA, Russia, China, Europe, Britain, even Lopo will agree to fight. Since Kiev called itself a testing ground, let it not cry. But the world is not ready for nuclear Armageddon because of lard. Therefore, when it comes to soup lard, the world will agree. The question is, have we gotten to that lard, or is there still time? If we have, then the agreement is close. If not, then we will continue to fight.